If you paid attention to the news at all over the last several months, it's pretty apparent that there either is or we're already in an economic recessionary period. Now, how long that lasts and how bad it really gets, no one really knows. But there's a lot of fear and a lot of anxiety that happens as a small business owner when we're facing a time like that because there's just a lot of unknowns. Will I be able to get through this season of time in my business? And if I do get through, in what manner will I be able to get through it? Will I be able to thrive, or will I just be barely hanging on for dear life and surviving? Will this be what takes me under, right? So how can we enter into whatever this season of time looks like with this economic recession and have confidence that we'll not only make it through, but we'll be successful in the end? Well, if you've been in business for 3 years or more, I can remind you of something very, very simple. I don't know that there's anything that could possibly happen over the course of the next several months or the next year that could possibly even hold a candle to the amount of fear and anxiety and uncertainty that we all faced of just a few years ago when COVID first happened. Literally everything shut down. Everything. And we found a way to make it through, didn't we? Some of you have been in business for 15 plus years and you remember what it was like in 2008, 2009 when the economy really took a huge, huge crash. Greatest recession we've had since the Great Depression. And again, a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, like how are we going to make it through this? And certainly, for sure, there are some businesses that did not make it through that. But if you're still here, and even if you weren't in business then, you also know that there are a ton of people, a ton of business owners who are far less creative, far less talented than you, who made it through that period of time as well. And so my encouragement to you is a couple things. First and foremost, most of the things we worry about never even come to pass. Studies actually show that 92% of everything we worry about never even happens. 92%. And the 8% that actually does come to pass, most of the 8% that happens is not nearly as bad as we were imagining it being. And even if it was, we cannot control it anyway. Now you may ask the question, well, Jason, yeah, I understand 98% doesn't happen, or 92% of everything we worry about doesn't come to pass. What if what I'm worried about right now with this economy is a part of the 8% that actually does happen? Then what? This is my second encouragement to you. And that is, if that is the case, trust your future self to be creative and resourceful enough to find the solutions needed to get you through. See, we waste so much energy thinking about and dwelling on and ruminating over what may happen in the future, which again, most likely won't even happen. But we're wasting our energy in the present being creative and resourceful and serving our clients because we're worried about what might happen into the future. Let your future self deal with the present problems. Don't let your present self deal with future problems that, again, may not ever happen. Now, I'm not saying don't plan, don't have a emergency plan in place. I mean, obviously, places like schools and businesses have things like fire drills and emergency exit plans and things like that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking. The problem isn't planning. Planning isn't the problem, because the problem is the emotional weight and anxiety and fear and wasteful thinking that we put into a potential future. So I want to encourage you, rather than getting in a place of scarcity right now, focus on creativity. And rather than getting in a place of worry of the future, focus on the present and trust your future self to handle whatever comes our way in 2023.